January 4th, 2015, from Ladd-Peebles Stadium in Mobile, Alabama. It was the GoDaddy Bowl between the Toledo Rockets and the Arkansas State Red Wolves. So the Red Wolves got the ball first after the opening kickoff. They had it on their own 25. And on the first play from scrimmage, Fredi Knighten fumbled the ball. It was recovered by Trent, Voss, and he had it in the end zone for a touchdown. And so now it was Toledo 7, Arkansas State 0. So now the Red Wolves get the ball on their own 25 after the kickoff for their second possession with just 10 seconds off the clock in the first. They would end up bringing the ball up to midfield and into Toledo territory. And then on 1st and 10 from the Toledo 44, Fredi Knighten hit Booker Mays for a 44-yard touchdown. And it was now tied up at 7 apiece between the Red Wolves and the Rockets. So now Toledo would take over on their own 24 after the kickoff with 13.5 left in the first quarter. And after 7 plays, they would end up punting from their own 48. Now after the punt, the Red Wolves would take over on their own 34 with 10.5 on the clock in the first. And they went 3 and out and punted from their own 41. And so now Toledo would take over on their own 12 after the punt with 9.5 on the clock. They brought the ball to midfield and into Arkansas State territory, all the way down to the 4-yard line. On 1st and goal from the 4, Kareem ran it in for a 4-yard touchdown run, and Toledo took the lead with the score: Toledo 14, Arkansas State 7. So now the Red Wolves would take over on their own 25 with 5 minutes left in the first, and they would go 3 and out on the possession and punt from their own 29. So now the Rockets would take over on their own 30 with a little less than 4 minutes left on the clock. And on 1st down, Logan Woodside hit Wilcher for a 3-yard pass, and there was a face mask penalty against Arkansas State, and so now it'd be a 1st down the 48. Woodside then went to Zomlik, and he picked up 8 yards. Now it was 2nd and 2 from the 44 of Arkansas State. They gave it to Kareem, and he ran it 44 yards for the touchdown to extend the Rockets' lead to 14 with the score: Toledo 21, Arkansas State 7. So now the Red Wolves would take over on their own 18 with about 2.5 left in the first quarter. And they would get a 1st down, and on 1st and 10 from the 34, Fredi Knighten went to Tress Houston. He picked up 66 yards as he took it all the way to the house for the 66-yard touchdown. And it was now a 7-point game with the score: Toledo 21, Arkansas State 14. So now the Rockets would take over on their own 16 with a 1.5 left in the first. They'd pick up a 1st down on 1st and 10 from the 36. Kareem ran it 4 yards to the 40 to bring the first quarter to a close. So after 1 quarter of play, the score was Toledo 21, Arkansas State 14. So now to open up the second quarter, the Rockets had the ball on their own 40 with 2nd and 6. They weren't able to pick up a 1st down, and out would come the punting unit to punt from the 41. So now Arkansas State would take over on their own 26 with about 14 minutes left before halftime. They went 3 and out on the possession and punted from their own 32. So now after the punt, Toledo had it on their own 24 with 12 minutes left in the second quarter. And on 3rd and 14 from the 20, Logan Woodside was sacked by Chris Odom. And so now out would come the punting units. They went 3 and out on the possession. So the Red Wolves would take over on their own 44 with a little less than 11 minutes left before halftime. They would end up with 3rd and 9 on the 45, and Fredi Knighten went to Blake Mack. He picked up 27 yards the 1st down at the 28. They then were faced with a 3rd and 12 on the 19, and Fredi Knighten threw it to J.D. Misikik, and he picked up 5 yards but was shy of the 1st down, and out would come Logan Spry to attempt a 31-yard field goal. It was up, it was good, and it was now a 4-point game with the score: Toledo 21, Arkansas State 17. So now the Rockets would get the ball on their own 25 after the kickoff with a little over 7 minutes left before halftime. They brought the ball to midfield and into Arkansas State territory. They were faced with a 4th and 2 on the Arkansas State 29. They elected to go for it, and they gave it to Kareem, and he took it all the way to the end zone for the 29-yard touchdown. And it was now Toledo 28, Arkansas State 17. So now the Red Wolves would get the ball with about 2.5 minutes after the kickoff on their own 11. They picked up a 1st down. But on 2nd and 7 from the 14, Fredi Knighten went to McKissick for a 65-yard reception that made a 1st down on the 21. They then lost the pair of yards. And then on 2nd and 12 from the 23, Covington picked up the fumble and ran it 67 yards all the way the other way to the Toledo to score for Toledo to make it Toledo 35, Arkansas State 17. So the Red Wolves would take over and they'd bring the first half to a close. So Toledo gets that fumble return for the touchdown in the closing minute of the first half. And so at halftime it was Toledo 35, Arkansas State 17. And to open up the third quarter, Toledo would get the ball. They had it on their own 25 after the kickoff. They went 3 and out on the possession, ended up punting from their own 34. So Arkansas State would get the ball on their own 24. They went 3 and out as well. Knighten was actually sacked on second down by Trevon Hester, but they could not recover from that, and they punted from their own 29. And so now Toledo would take over on their own 31 with 11.5 left in the third. They brought the ball into Arkansas State territory. There was 1st and 10 on Arkansas State 31. Logan Woodside went to Corey Jones. He picked up 19 yards, and a face mask penalty against the Red Wolves would make it a 1st and goal on the 6. They gave it to Kareem Hunt, and Kareem Hunt scored on the 6-yard touchdown. And it was now Toledo 42, Arkansas State 17. So the Red Wolves get the ball after the kickoff on their own 17 with about 8 minutes left in the third. They moved the ball to midfield. It was 2nd and 12 from the Arkansas State 45. Fredi Knighten dropped back and hit Booker Mays for a 55-yard touchdown. It was now Toledo 42, Arkansas State 24. So now Toledo would take over after they recovered the onside kick attempt by the Red Wolves. And they had the ball now on the Arkansas State 43. And on 2nd and 6 from the 39, Woodside went to Russell. He picked up 23 yards and the first down at the 16. They're then faced with a 3rd and 6 from the 12. Logan Woodside dropped back and he was intercepted by Money Hunter. And Money Hunter runs it back 94 yards for the pick 6 and the touchdown. And it was now an 11-point game with the score Toledo 42, Arkansas State 31. So now after the kickoff, Toledo would take over on their own 25, and Kareem Hunt ran it 23 yards all the way for a first down to Toledo 48. They're then faced with a 3rd and 4 from the Arkansas State 46, and Logan Woodside went to Damian Jones-Moore. He picked up 5 yards in the first down at the 41, and that brought the third quarter to a close. So after 3 quarters of play, the score was Toledo 42, Arkansas State 31. So now to open up the fourth quarter was 1st and 10 on the 41 of Arkansas State for the Rockets. And they gave it to Kareem Hunt. He ran it 20 yards all the way to the Arkansas State 21. Then on 2nd and 3 from the 14, Jones-Moore ran it 5 yards for the first down to make it 1st and goal on the 9. And they would end up with a 4th and goal on the 1, and an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Arkansas State would make it 1st and goal on the 1. They gave it to none other than Kareem Hunt. He punched it in for the 1-yard touchdown, and it was now Toledo 49, Arkansas State 31. So now the Red Wolves would take over on the Toledo 49. There was a penalty against the Rockets for a personal foul. There was a 36-yard return by Rocky Hayes, and so that added up to Red Wolves ball on the Toledo 49. They then were able to pick up a first down, and then on 3rd and 1 from the 27, Fredi Knighten dropped back and he hit Booker Mays for a 27-yard touchdown to make it back to an 11-point game with the score Toledo 49, Arkansas State 38. So now the Rockets get the ball on their own 30 after the kickoff with 10 minutes left to play. And on 2nd and 5 from the Toledo 35, Kareem Hunt took it 40 yards all the way to the Arkansas State 25 for the first down. Then on 3rd and 4 from the 19, Damian Jones-Moore ran 9 yards for the first down to make it 1st and goal on the 10. They get back to Jones-Moore and he ran it 10 yards for the touchdown. And it was now Toledo 56, Arkansas State 38. So now Arkansas State would get the ball on their own 25 after the kickoff with 6.5 minutes left to play. And they would move the ball up to midfield pretty quickly, but then they slowly would march through Toledo territory, getting all the way down to the 1-yard line. But on 3rd and goal, they lost 5 yards. And so now it would be 4th and goal from the 6, but a personal foul against Toledo would make it 1st and goal on the 3. Fredi Knighten dropped back and he hit Darion Griswold for a 3-yard touchdown. And it was now Toledo 56, Arkansas State 44. So now the Red Wolves would go for an onside kick, and Toledo recovered, and they would have the ball on their own 48. And Damian Jones-Moore ran it 15 yards for a first down at the Arkansas 37. They then gave it back to Jones-Moore. He picked up 11, and Arkansas State called a timeout. It was now a first down at the 26. Logan Woodside then got dropped for a 3-yard loss, and Arkansas State took their final timeout. And now with their second to last time out, 2nd and 13 from the 29, Damian Jones-Moore ran it 29 yards for the touchdown, and that sealed the deal. So it was now Toledo 63, Arkansas State 44, with just above a minute left to play. And the Rockets would kick it off, and the Red Wolves would end up bringing the game to a close, moving into Toledo territory, but they ran out of time. And the final score in the GoDaddy Bowl, Toledo 63, Arkansas State 44, as these two teams combined to score 107 points. So quite the contest in the GoDaddy Bowl between the Toledo Rockets and the Arkansas State Red Wolves. And for the Toledo Rockets in this game, Logan Woodside was 21 for 27 with 176 passing yards and an interception. He also had 5 carries for negative 10 yards. Let's not talk about it. Fredi Knighten was 23 for 31 with 403 yards passing and 5 touchdowns. He also had 16 carries for 4 yards. The leading rusher in this game was Kareem Hunt, who had 32 carries for 271 yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. So he had quite the game, Kareem Hunt. Damian Jones-Moore also had 15 carries for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns, as Toledo combined for 365 rushing yards in this game. And actually, the two of them actually combined for 374, but it was the negative yards that brought it down. But they had 7 touchdowns between the two. But for the Red Wolves, Michael Gordon had 10 carries for 36 yards to be their leading rusher. The leading receiver was Booker Mays of Arkansas State with 5 receptions for 138 yards and 3 touchdowns. And J.D. McKissick had 7 receptions for 99 yards. And Trez Houston had 2 receptions for 78 yards, including a touchdown. And for the Rockets, Alex Zamuk had 6 receptions for 47 yards. And Alonzo Russell had 4 receptions for 45 yards. The lone interception was for Money Hunter. It was money. It was a 94-yard pick 6 for a touchdown for the Red Wolves. But that wouldn't be enough, as Toledo just kept scoring. They put up 63 points in the game. They bookended the game with 21 points in the first and fourth quarters, including 21 points combined in the second and third quarters. So Toledo wins the GoDaddy Bowl with the final score, Toledo 63, Arkansas State 44.